guilt is almost as powerful over there in Japan as it is with the Catholics.
Oh,
So you don't want to let anyone down over there.
Well,
so I think these guys came with this study to be like, you're killing us.
It'd
right.
be rude for you not to fuck us.
Yeah.
It's so dishonorable what they're doing to these men. It's insane.
You are!
There it is.
Hell yeah, boss!
Oh, hey. Look at this.
Oh, yeah. Good morning and welcome to episode 1109 of Hard Factor. It is Thursday, December 22nd, 2022. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. Starting today, there's more sun every day until June 21st.
Thank God.
2022 was a fucking blip.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, now there's more sun, Mark, from here on than 2022.
Every time, time flies by, I always think to myself, if I had been going to the gym this whole time, I would have been going to the gym this whole time. And
That's right. Yeah. If I just put in hundreds of hours of work previously,
then I'd be
look
here.
Better.
Yeah. And
If I just lived my life much better and
Sure.
made it a lot of different decisions.
I'm sure
I
I
do that a lot.
Crawled by, if I would have done that.
I do that a lot with like finances and like interest on my credit cards.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm like, if I just made these decisions 5 years ago, I would, I'd have $300,000 in my bank account. That type of thing.
Yeah. Well, they say if ifs and buts were candies and nuts. What's that saying?
Yeah.
And then
it's exactly that. And then they
what's
say,
the end of it?
Then they say, then they just slap you.
They just tell you to shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. It's usually like a football coach.
He just throws he chucks a ball right at your nuts, right?
Yeah.
Well, if ifs and buts were candies and nuts, boom, and just hits you in the nuts with a ball. Today, what we're talking about, I've got a fun fact lightning round, the swamp, the skies, and other explosive news in the cup of coffee in the big time. So
sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, a lot of stuff, eclectic. Wes has the naughty list on deck.
Yeah, got a few naughty boys. Gonna leave it up. Are they naughty, like sexual naughty boys, or are they just naughty boys? Probably the latter. Now that I've said that,
yeah,
we'll find out.
I was gonna say they could be both. They do bad stuff.
They're bad. They're bad boys.
Okay.
How many bad boys we talking?
Two bad boys.
Couple of bad boys. And Mark's got a new segment to close this one out. It's called This Little Bear Was Not Horny Enough, but This Little Bear Was Too Horny.
Yeah, it's like Goldilocks, but with horniness.
Yeah, like porridges.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I get it. Everybody, don't forget. We've gotten some new listeners recently, got some feedback. If you're a commute listener and you don't have an hour to listen to us on whatever podcast app you like to use, just view the timestamps on the episode description, and they point you into any part of the show, what we cover, minute by minute. Thank you to producer Eric. And on the best apps to listen, Spotify and YouTube, they're actually just links to take you straight to the segments, so you can just hop around. Always listen to the whole show, but if you don't have time for your commuter, you can always just hop around. So
that's right.
Some feedback I'd heard recently. Also, for all the listeners, we have a holiday trivia for all the patrons and bonus podcast subscribers who reserve a spot on next Friday, December 30th. So we're going to post a link in the Discord. We're going to post something in the Patreon where people can sign up to do the trivia. It's anybody who's a bonus podcast subscriber. It's the holiday trivia. You can sign up. No fresh bonus podcast next week, except for maybe a hard half a pack with Wes. Maybe Wes.
Yeah, there'll be a half a pack with Wes coming out next week. I promised I would do 2 before the end of the year. Not going to see my face on trivia, but you will get a half a pack with Wes.
So why don't we do? Yeah,
Fantastic.
I'm just spitballing this in the air, which is never a good idea. Yeah, because because the holidays, we're not doing Florida Man Friday and Hive Hour next week. We did them this week, but you get the trivia, and everyone gets the trivia. That's to pay back the Florida Man Friday and the Hive, the second tier. But maybe the half a pack with Wes could go only to send in the cars for a couple weeks, give them early access, and then release the type one to make up for the to make
Yeah,
up
I
for
don't- I have
trivia
no
being
problem
open
with
to
that.
everyone? Because trivia is open to everyone this time, one time only.
Right.
Yeah.
One time only.
Yeah.
Get in now.
Yeah.
It's fun. Get in there. For real. It's super fun. Next Friday. It's a great reason to join right now. Patreon.com/hard factor. Get the half pack with Wes. Get the trivia next week. Yeah. Anything else, fellas? Before we do the news?
I don't think so.
No, I mean, no, absolutely not.
All right. Let's do it. Cup of coffee in the big time is up first.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
And this one is also
Living on the edge of a lightning bolt, and I do not apologize for that.
that's right. A lightning round. A fun fact lightning round to start off this cup of coffee in the big time. And thank you to all the listeners who submitted these to us. The Hardo Hive is incredible. You have incredible taste in news, and it really shows in the stories that we choose from you. So here is a fun fact lightning round, mostly brought to you by the Hardo Hive. First up, did you know they've never found the tomb of Genghis Khan? Wow.
Huh.
It's just out there somewhere.
Did he lose like the last war he was in?
No idea. But his burial place, not where he's buried. It's just like a grave
They
site.
might have desecrated that body, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I might have burned him up.
Yeah.
Potentially. He had a lot of illegitimate children.
Oops, we fed him to a tiger.
When you cuck that many guys, Mark.
Yeah.
Anything is possible at your deathbed. The word mortgage, speaking of death, is French for death contract. Didn't know that, huh?
That makes sense.
Yeah, really does. It really does. I've got one of those. It's fun. Never goes away.
That makes so much sense.
Because you are fucked if the value goes down.
What's rent mean, dummy?
Oh, yeah.
They're all bad.
Yeah.
You are a pawn, all of you. The James Webb Telescope recently spotted the oldest galaxy ever photographed to date. You can see it there, guys. See it? It's in the
No.
yellow circle.
I see the yellow circle.
The galaxy's in there. You can trust me. 13.4 billion years old. Look at that. Pretty
Okay.
impressive, huh?
Sure. Looks like it looks like a page out of the Polar Express, but sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mark, that is billions and billions of dollars worth of science right there.
Looks like a kid looking out of the window in the Polar Express, but okay.
Oldest galaxy ever photographed, 13.4 billion years old. James Webb. James Webb, everybody. Jamaica is having its strongest start to the tourist season of all time. So do yourself a favor and try both Amsterdam and Jamaica, despite Amsterdam saying that they don't want you to go. It's still a fun time. Jamaica's also great.
I think everyone should boycott Amsterdam personally. Show them what's doing.
But it's like, I think it's like a buy low time on Amsterdam, because it's like people are going to be like, oh, they don't want us to come, but that's the perfect time.
Yeah, like half price whores.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the horse know it's
Fair enough.
about to end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, guys.
Mhm.
All right. Alicia Silverstone, she posed nude to promote cactus, mushroom, and apple leather over animal leathers for PETA. You see this, guys?
I did not.
This might be the best marketing vegans have ever done.
Oh, easily. I mean, she
Yeah.
looks
Don't be a
great.
prick. It says, don't be a prick.
Wear
We're vegan. And she's covering her tits and her vagina with her hands.
As if.
Mhm. She said that if I just have to get naked, like that's what it takes. That's what it takes. Whatever. Yeah.
Clueless is one of the best movies ever made.
Yeah, it really is. And she's still looking great all these years later. Okay. SBF, remember him? Sam Bankman-Fried.
Yeah.
He is allegedly likely going to the same jail where Jeffrey Epstein died. Oh, wow. His cellmate is probably going to be Tartiglione, too.
Oh my
So-
God, please.
These are kind of facts. So that's a kind of fact, but it may happen. It may happen.
Tartiglione gets he's like the reliever. He gets called in.
Oh yeah. Imagine if you see it, then call him over to your cell. I mean, you know what's happening. As soon as Tartiglione gets assigned to your cell, you know what's happening. Lights out.
Yeah.
Twitter Files Part 7, guys. They were released on Twitter. They showed that the FBI was paying Twitter millions of dollars for their time of censoring all the old boomer meme accounts that they've been freaking out about for 2 years over at the FBI.
So they were paying Twitter to
Yeah, paying them back for their time. Thank you for censoring all these boomers.
I see. It was like a project for the FBI.
Right.
So they
we must
like
reimburse
most government contracts, you can overcharge and
So our tax money was paying for the censorship.
right. We were paying for.
We
it.
were paying.
Yes.
We were paying Twitter and also the FBI. Everybody, Wes. Everybody. All of it. Funding the whole
government contracts are the best. You can really fluff those motherfuckers. Like
you really can.
Yeah.
You really can. More on the budget later, surprisingly. Okay, and then the Phantom Fireworks store, second to last fun fact here, that in West Melbourne, Florida, you know, the one where a guy lost his life driving into it, exploded it.
Yeah.
Amazingly,
Strip mall.
Yeah. Amazingly, only 2 weeks later, guys, it's been hit by another errant driver. Drove straight into the wreckage.
What, they ran into the I was like, they ran into the ash?
Yeah, they ran into the exploded store. This driver didn't die.
No, because there's nothing more to explode.
Yeah, thankfully.
Yeah.
Thankfully. But
What's going on? What's going on over
cursed
there?
location. It's a cursed location.
Yeah.
You gotta move. You gotta move. And finally, the Twitter Files Part 8 revealed that, shockingly, Twitter lets the U.S. government run fake accounts to perform psyops campaigns all the time, willy-nilly. Such a shock.
Well,
I mean, that's
the
everybody.
U.S. government, the Russian government,
Right.
A lot of governments have fake accounts that run gaslighting and psyops and stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah. So
several governments probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a fact. That's a fun fact, Mark. So that was the fun fact lightning round.
Nice.
The more you know. Let's move it on, fellas, to the swamp. And the man who claimed he wanted to drain the swamp when he ran for president in 2016, Donald Trump, finally had his tax returns revealed to the general public. And wait for it, fellas, they proved that he's a giant tax cheat.
No way.
Like he said on the debate stage. Yeah, take him for his word. He's told the truth. He cheats on his taxes. Basically what he does, he claims massive losses and then questionable write-offs every year to avoid taxes, argues it until the bitter end with the IRS, paying as low as $750 some years in taxes, and then no dollars in taxes his last year in office.
$750 for him in taxes is that's so funny. Like,
yeah,
really? That's
it's
like
comically low.
That's like me handing a homeless person a quarter.
Right.
Yeah.
He claims millions in losses every year. You know.
No, I get it. Yeah, I mean that's tax fraud, but that's
right.
He should go to jail for that. But I understand how it works.
Yeah. No, he's and he bragged about it on the stage. All that. And also he wasn't audited by the IRS his first 2 to 3 years as POTUS, which is required by law.
They have to. When he was POTUS, interesting.
So when you are the sitting president, you have to be audited by the IRS. They did not do that for the first 2 to 3 years.
Isn't that also why he kind of like I don't know, like he like handed over the reins to all the companies when he was POTUS to his son? Because if they did do the auditing they were supposed to, then it wouldn't have been like they wouldn't have dove into all the Trump Tower
but
bullshit.
Even then,
industry.
His documents were still shitty, right?
No, for sure.
Yeah. Even with that effort,
this has been taught to him by his dad. The Trumps have been cheating on their taxes for
It's illegal, right? It's just stuff that
he's
we don't
lying
know about
how much about the losses.
Well, and people who can afford lawyers.
If they looked into it, Wes, they would see that he would have to prove the losses, which he can't. So he's calling their bluff. He knows they're not going to spend resources auditing him. So he's saying, "Oh, I lost millions and millions and millions of dollars. So even though my company earned $500 million this year, we lost $499 million. So you can only tax me on $1 million."
Right.
That's the type of thing he's doing, which is not true. But how the tax system works is if you say it, then that's how it works. And then only if an IRS agent audits you and proves you wrong can they then ask for more money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he's rich enough where he's got like a team of lawyers, right, that are going to defend him. So he gets away with it. And this is why the IRS says that they specifically do not audit rich people, because they do stuff like this and they get away with it because they have lawyers to defend them doing the cheating on their taxes. So they go after people that
the IRS
can't afford
said
lawyers.
They only audit poor people because when you audit someone like Trump, his list of things to audit is 500-fold what someone in Alabama that makes $40,000 is. So they can audit someone from Alabama or me in like a couple hours, whereas it would take like a month to audit Donald Trump.
Yeah. I think they could put one of those, 80,000 guys on it. I don't know.
You'd think that the 87,000 new agents would be doing something like that, auditing all the fraud from the giveaways from COVID, auditing all the billionaires that get away with tax fraud, blah, blah, blah.
Well, I agree with that too.
But it's most likely.
what's going to happen with Trump here? Because it's proven that he's a tax cheat.
More to come on it. Additional info will become available during the congressional investigation. That's how this stuff got released to the public in the first place. So I think basically it's still ongoing. They released the tax documents.
Historically, like this type of thing is the easiest way to throw someone in jail. Like, like you look at like what, Capone or whoever, like people that they've been trying to get in jail for a while. If you get caught cheating on your taxes, people don't fuck around with that.
That's true, but I think that the IRS has somewhat accepted a lot of these, and so we'll see what happens. I know that the Congress is investigating it, but I'm not sure how actionable it is legally.
Wesley Snipes spent a couple years in jail.
He certainly did.
This. Yeah.
He certainly did.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of people that don't want it to be known they're doing this, are doing the exact same thing, and that's maybe why they don't look into it so hard, is because they know a lot of people are doing it.
I agree that all the rich people do this. The companies do it. Amazon does this. They don't pay taxes. How's Amazon not pay taxes? Right. I understand all that, but now that he's been caught, my point is, once you're caught,
right. Well, and Mark, speaking of Amazon, what they do is like, I think the charitable thing, and Trump also claims that. So he probably knows all the spots to push and pull. He's an expert tax cheat, as he bragged about on the stage. We'll see if this leads to some type of
there's several tax loopholes, but you have to be able to prove it.
The J6 people want to charge him with stuff. I think that, as always, Teflon Don will just slide away.
I don't know. Tax stuff is pretty serious. I think he's in a little bit of trouble here.
We'll see. We'll see. Every time they say
they might just make him pay back taxes. You never know.
Yeah,
he's not going to do any jail time. I'll tell you that.
If you can pay, if you can pay, you don't do jail
it.
time. I don't think Wesley Snipes could pay. It just depends, like how much he owes. Yeah.
He spent it all.
Yeah,
he's got a shitload of golf courses. He can trade one in for jail time. All right. Also, President Volodymyr Zelensky. It's Vladimir, but spelled Volodymyr.
Right.
And Zelensky with 2 Y's.
That's correct.
Of Ukraine. He made his first trip outside the country since it was invaded by Russia on February 24th to meet President Biden of the United States, his main benefactor in this war, at the White House.
Is he dressed like? Is that a Witcher?
It's his necklace. It's the army green brown Ukraine plain like military kind of like.
It's a sweatshirt.
Fatigue.
Yeah, but it looks like the Witcher logo.
That's the Ukrainian like crest around his neck.
Looks like a Maserati logo.
Yeah, but no, it's a Ukrainian thing. It's like the bird. I don't know. It's their symbol. But yeah, this is what Zelensky wears everywhere, even to the White House, Mark, which is shocking, right? I mean, it's he doesn't wear.
Think with all the billions we're sending him, he could dress a little nicer.
Trident. I see it. It's called the Trident.
Wes. No shit, Wes. We'll get into the money in a second.
Hey, I sent you 18 billion last month, thinking maybe he'd show up in a fucking suit.
Right.
Woo.
Yeah, it is. Sweatshirt.
It is basically around that per month, right? So let's go into that. This is the same week where Zelensky came to visit Biden that Vlad Putin also doubled down on his efforts to take over Ukraine. Eventually, he said that he'd give the Russian military whatever they want to, and I'm not, whatever. He's going to keep going. It seems like maybe the coup stuff is probably the most likely outcome there if the Russian people get sick of the war effort, because he's not giving up. And then this is also the same week where Biden sent Ukraine Patriot missile systems, and Congress is mulling the passage of a $1.7 trillion government funding bill, including another $45 billion in there for military aid to Ukraine. And so those are, they sound like those are just numbers, but to put that in perspective, the U.S. taxpayers have now paid a total, if this goes through, of $113 billion to Ukraine in 10 months of the war, which is approaching double the annual Russian military budget of $65 billion. So just the Americans have donated almost double the enemy's entire budget.
They better win that
in
war
less than a year. In less than a year, and it's not our war, allegedly.
And I said they better win their war. Ukraine better.
You think so? Yeah. With double the budget in less than the time. Yeah, you'd hope. Also, this proposed $1.7 trillion spending bill is somehow larger than anyone was expecting, because all the pork barrel earmarks that have been included by politicians who wanted more than what was originally budgeted for this next year.
Baby. Pork barreling. That's the class.
They love it.
That's DC 101.
Well, that's Congress. That's Congress at its core. And there was a poll put up by Elon Musk on Twitter with over 3 million votes showing people not supporting the passage of the bill by over 70%. And it probably has something to do with that 31.5 trillion in debt that the United States is chilling with. Go to usdebtclock.org to see for yourself.
I think I know
just how bad it is.
I think I know why the war is so expensive, because if you go on YouTube, you'll see videos that the channel The Sun posts, and it's basically they are basically dropping individual bombs on soldiers, individual soldiers from drones.
From drones, we showed a couple on the show, but that's how it's going. It's drone war 1 is what a lot of people are calling it.
Yeah, and one of those bombs has to cost at least a couple few $1,000.
$1 million.
Yeah,
and it's just one bomb and doesn't even kill them all the time.
It's hard to believe like individual people that defect from the war, whether it's propaganda. But I saw recently one Russian guy defected from his troop, and the article was like, Russian guy defects from troop and says he was working with a group of maniacs, and he said like some of his people in his troop like just enjoyed killing people and were sick fucks, but he's like, we're getting our asses kicked because Ukraine has like the best weaponry, and we're working with like
because
1970s machine guns, and he goes, they're just like, they have the best weaponry we've ever seen, they're just destroying us out there.
They got millions of drones dropping bombs on their heads.
What if this, I mean, obviously I'm completely,
it's like a prank war.
Don't get upset with me, people. But what if it was like
listen to the budgets?
What if it was a long play,
right?
and Ukraine and Russia are like on the same side, and they just got all these weapons? It's like
no, Mark.
I'm joking,
I mean,
though. It's not. There's a lot of people that died. That's insensitive. I get it.
It is insensitive, but
I'm rooting for Ukraine.
Mark, listen. There are other nations. Mark, there are other nations like China who could be hoping that we all spend our military coffers, in Ukraine, and then they aren't available for other places like Taiwan once they are ready to swoop in. So, you never know what's going on. Frog of war and all that. Okay, that's what's happening in the swamp, fellas. Let's take it over to the skies, where Wisconsinites got a light show on December 1st that's been trending later in the month because it was spotted by so many people. Let me show you what they saw. Look at this. Lights.
Well, what the fuck is
in the sky, in the clouds. Now, see this again. Here it is. 5 lights. One of them zooms over.
Is that Ukraine just about to wreck a Russian troops?
It's probably something we are sending to Ukraine, like from Wisconsin. But
one kind of comes out. It's like out of formation, then it gets in formation. You see that?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. You know what? It looks like a group of superheroes.
Yeah, it's like crazy. 5 superheroes like flying above the clouds together.
Right. Ooh, see that one light is crazy.
Yeah, it's a superhero just getting in formation. He was out of place.
Yeah. Oh, sorry guys, I had to go.
Yeah. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Fucking model.
Pretty cool.
Right.
Anyways, you got to be careful with these lights videos, fellas, because as UFO searchers know, there are many assholes with strong, bright lights that stand on the ground and can fake these lights in the sky UFO sightings pretty easily. But these were allegedly photographed in West Bend and Fredonia, Wisconsin, and all the way over in Brighton, Michigan earlier this month. Wow. So that's a big span. You couldn't do a flashlight that far. That's tons of miles.
Or the assholes just all got in one shitty van and drove to the next location.
Or timed it on the internet. We're like, all right, we're gonna get the lights at this time. Blah, blah,
Everyone
blah.
got their lights ready.
Everybody got your flashlight ready to fool these UFO searchers.
There you go.
That would be awesome. What a bunch of trolls.
Mark, there are people that do
That's
that.
awesome.
They spend their whole fucking weekend doing it.
It's like crop circles. It's the same fucking assholes.
Not long. Yeah. That takes so long. I'm going to spend a couple days here doing this crop circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, those UFO fakers are the worst. Personally, that's just because I want to see aliens. But the people who love the pranks, I get it. You love it. Okay. Anyways, moving on. Also, they got fucking ghosts in England right now, guys. Can you believe that? Ghosts.
Dude, England is notoriously haunted. Almost every ghost story comes out of England.
These are legit ghosts. Check this out. Hannah and Dave Rowett, 52 years old, were walking in Clumber Park, Nottinghamshire, England at 6:30 a.m. earlier this month, and they saw this on their path. I'm going to show you the video right here. Locals call the spirit the Gray Lady, and you see it crossing their path there.
That's an old video, isn't it?
No, it's this one.
It's something
I've seen
with
videos
it.
like
It's
this
similar. Yeah.
It's
you know
similar.
what I'm talking about, Wes, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
This
They're
spirit,
like skinwalkers.
It could be the chupacabra.
Right.
right. So this spirit called the Grey Lady has allegedly been haunting this Clumber Park in Nottinghamshire, England forever. So that's not great. And then these people were the first ones to see it this year.
Okay, but my question is, why the fuck are they filming in pitch dark at 6:50 in the morning?
Because she grabbed her phone out quick. They said it was like running around.
Oh, come on. It was running around?
Running around, and she grabbed her phone out quick, and she got it. The Grey Lady, Wes, they say it's a real thing out there.
Yeah, I'm sure they say. But I will.
The Grey Lady.
I will say that if Ghost
the Grey Lady, I did say the Grey Lady this here. She's really on one this year. She's really haunted and spooky.
Yeah, I will say if Ghost exists, England seems like a top candidate because of the thousands of years of murder and war and horribleness. Like England's, England's pretty bad. They've been chopping heads off.
Just like Dead Guy Water. I bet you all around you there's more murders historically than you realize. All around you, everywhere you are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All the time. Also, R.I.P. to Steelers legend Franco Harris, 72 years old. He passed away, but his ghost had already been haunting the Raiders since 1972. Anyways, which brings us to
the cream of the crop.
And fellas, we've all heard the old trope that the French, they tend to just sort of lie down in wars, easily conquered very quickly.
Their men in wars are like their women in bed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, straight to the point and submissive.
Yeah.
But one unnamed 88-year-old Frenchman at Hospital Saint-Mousse in Toulon, southern France this week or earlier this month, I don't know, recently, took that one step further, bending over, not just lying down, bending over to insert an 8-inch long, 2-inch wide World War I artillery shell into his ass, but then getting it stuck and requiring surgery to have it removed from his rectum.
Moly, look at that thing.
Yeah.
How was it that brown before?
It was rusty for sure, but there's some added brown you can see on the towel.
Yeah.
The doctor.
Patina. Yeah.
You see his hand. I mean,
he didn't do a cleanse before he did that. It doesn't look like.
No.
He shoved it right up there as soon as he wanted to. And you see the doctor's hand. That thing's like the size of his forearm nearly.
He ate a bunch of chili and then shoved the artillery thing up his ass.
Yeah, it's like a Mandingo cock.
It's huge. It's huge.
Is it armed? Could it have killed him?
It's a great point, Mark. I'm glad you asked. Because of the explosive nature of the procedure, since it is an artillery shell, a bomb emergency squad was called in for the Adult and Pediatric Emergencies Wing from 9 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. on Saturday night to shut it down and make sure that this explosive in the man's ass did not blow up and kill everybody in the hospital.
It's like a guy in a bomb suit and he's got an earpiece and the doctor's talking him through how to get it out of his ass.
Like
very serious.
Away.
Yeah.
Or it's a robot.
Yeah, a robot.
Yeah, they bring in the robot, the bomb robot.
They're trying to get it right in his ass.
There he is. He's lying on the bed. There he is.
It's surgery by
bomb,
control.
Bomb robot.
Yeah. But
just pluck it out of his ass.
Yeah.
I wish it had happened that way, guys. But
it's still coming. Holy shit. Yeah. It's still coming.
Yeah.
That would have been the funniest if they had actually taken it seriously and brought the bomb robot and it had been like a scene out of Die Hard.
Yeah.
But since the artillery shell was over 100 years old, nothing exploded. And the bomb experts knew immediately that nothing would explode. And everybody just giggled as the man had the shell removed and everything was completely fine, totally fine.
Did they giggle or, scold him?
Well, you would be laughing, Mark, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like if they wake you up and they're like, hey, you have to leave your room because a man is having an artillery shell removed from his ass.
Well, his rectum exploded.
Like, you're enjoying the cigs outside with everybody else cracking up about this guy. Yeah. And then,
that's true.
It's a fun night for the whole.
It's funny.
Yeah.
No, it's hilarious.
It is.
Everyone's trying to get a glimpse at him.
For sure.
This guy. Yeah.
For sure. You don't want to be disturbed.
Get a picture with it.
Yeah. You don't want to be disturbed late at night, but if it's for a guy, who's with no harm done to his body, having an antique artillery shell removed from his ass, that's the cream of the crop of reasons to be woken up.
France is still taking in the ass from World War I.
Mm-hmm. They really are. They really are.
Did they get to talk to the guy? Did they find out what his problem was?
No. I think the deal was basically he'd be
anyone
totally
scold him?
anonymous. Everything, he's totally anonymous. I think they kept him. They probably were like, look, man, this is the most hilarious story of the year. So we'll keep you, anonymous if you just let us show the pictures and make fun of you forever.
They let him dress like a doctor so he could sneak out. It's a doctor limping out of the hospital.
He's got a brown trail.
Yeah, what's wrong with this doctor? He's got a severe limp.
Doctor's ass is bleeding.
Yeah. So, but they say he's fine and was in good spirits, actually. So.
Oh, I mean,
Well, he probably enjoyed it.
Felt great coming out.
Yeah.
And probably going in, too, for him.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot better. Might shove it in later.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Been looking for this. World War II.
You think they gave it back to him?
He's like, I'll take that back. Yeah, did they give it back to him? You got to confiscate that, right?
We had some good times in World War II, didn't we? He's just hiding from war, sticking this thing up his ass.
There's no way they let him leave with that thing, right?
That was his buddy for all the wars since World War I.
Yeah. He's the ultimate pussy.
That's terrible.
He's unnamed, Mark. So the French,
Yeah.
they came through with the anonymity, but they let us have the laughs at the story. And that's the cream of the crop today, my friends, which was brought to you by our sponsor, Nugenix Total T. And, I know that you've heard us say it all week, but I've been taking it. And let me tell you, the stuff works. I'm already noticing, I'm wanting to work out more, which is nice, lifting more weights, just feeling a little bit of extra energy. And if you're tired of that ever-expanding dad bod and feeling like you can't get in shape as easily anymore, Nugenix Total T is worth a shot. What are you fellas thinking about it?
It's awesome.
Skipped my nap today, I'll tell you that.
Oh, no naps.
No
See ya,
naps.
naps. Get the fuck out of here, naps. All right,
Yeah.
You want more energy to counter the negative physical effects of aging? Sure you do. Nugenix Total T testosterone booster with testofen will help you turn back the clock, re-energize your workouts, get you better results at the gym, and help you look and feel the man you really want to be. Nugenix Total T contains man-boosting key ingredients like testofen. It has been validated in 5 clinical studies shown to boost free testosterone levels in men. While every product professes quality, many other products use generic ingredients that are often far less than clinical grade. With Nugenix Total T, you get the same clinical potency levels used in the trials, and Nugenix formulation is backed by 10 years of science and research. I'm telling you, pop the cap off this thing, take a whiff, you know it's the real deal. It's strong.
We
Nugenix Total.
We got to ship some of this stuff to France.
Yeah, they need it. They really need it. Nugenix Total T is the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. As Mark said, they need to move some units over to France. And now get a complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T when you text FACTOR to 231231. Text now and get a bottle of Nugenix Total Thermo, their most powerful fat incinerator ever, with key ingredients to help you get back in shape fast, absolutely free. So text FACTOR to 231231. Text FACTOR to 231231. Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Pierre, we need you. I thought we had one more round left. Where'd it go?
I saw him run into the woods with the round.
It was right here. I do not know where it went.
I'll stand.
Yeah.
We never saw Pierre again.
Yeah.
Guys, when I was growing up, we had a tradition on our house. We didn't leave cookies for Santa. We left that fat motherfucker a nice, juicy steak because, frankly, it's too much sugar for Santa. If he's going house to house, you got to break it up a little bit. And putting out a nice filet mignon from Omaha Steaks, perfectly cooked filet mignon, even bacon wrapped for Santa. I'll tell you what, the tree was full. He really appreciated it. Left a little Chianti for him too. Nice steak and Chianti versus milk and cookies. I'll tell you what, you're going to get a few extra presents under
He
the tree.
appreciates that.
Yeah, he likes it. And not just Santa loves steaks. Everyone loves steaks. So if you have a special person that you want to give a gift to, Omaha Steaks makes the perfect gift. The holidays are here, approaching quickly. It's not too late, though. Achieving gifting greatness when you give the gift of perfectly aged, tender, and delicious steaks is easy with Omaha Steaks. Omaha Steaks have put together a delicious selection of various gift packages to make shopping for the ones you love nice and easy. Go to omahasteaks.com, take advantage of 50% off site-wide, plus use code HARDFACTOR at checkout to get an additional $40 off your order. Don't wait. Order today. Go to omahasteaks.com and use promo code HARDFACTOR at checkout for an additional $40 more. They got boneless chicken, juicy burgers, which we can't shut up about, giant hot dog franks, all kinds of delicious,
incredible gift. It's
high quality meat. Yeah, I mean, it comes in like a nice cooler, just perfectly just preserved. It's amazing. So visit omahasteaks.com, take advantage of 50% off site wide. Promo code HARDFACTOR at checkout. Get the extra $40 off your order. Minimum order may be required. You're gonna meet that in no time, so don't even worry about that.
Yeah, it's excellent quality. Like,
sure is.
Shockingly surprised by everything I've made with these meats.
Yeah.
Oh, you never get a bad thing out of those boxes.
No, it's all great, honestly. All right, let's do a little segment called the Naughty List. Got a few bad boys, and bad little boys is who I'm talking about.
These guys won't be getting Omaha Steaks from Santa.
No, they're getting coal.
They're getting coal. That's right. And this first one, a little holiday cheer for y'all. An incredible video on our least favorite platform, TikTok, about a boy named Jeremy, who I guess last Christmas was upset with Santa that he didn't get everything he wanted. He didn't leave Santa Omaha Steaks, so he didn't get what he wanted. So he wrote Santa to express his displeasure, and the exchange between Jeremy and Santa, very hilarious. Hope you all enjoy it too.
This shit on Facebook just fucking killed me. Dear Santa, I am writing this on the day after Xmas, and I am very sad. I only received one of the 2 presents I asked for. Since you ate my cookies, I will assume that my missing gift was a mistake. I will give you 1 week to fix this, shit. Jeremy. Dear Jeremy, I am sorry you are disappointed with your presents. You asked for 2 very expensive presents, and Santa can only do so much. You need to learn to be grateful for what you have, not upset about what you don't. If you continue to complain, I will have no choice but to add you to the naughty list next year, Santa. Dear Fatty,
shut up.
Your threats don't scare me. I played your game and you did not deliver. This is not okay. I will give you 1 week and then you will pay. Jeremy. P.S. I don't know why you care that it's expensive when you have elf slaves.
Elf slaves.
I think you are naughty for having slaves. Period, Jeremy.
Damn,
tell that fat bitch. Dear Jeremy, you are being a very bad little boy because you cannot be happy with what you have. I have talked to your parents and told them to take away your Wii U. Wow.
Oh, shit.
Fucking dick gift? Move. Now you have nothing. Once
shit.
you learn to be grateful, perhaps you can have it back. I am very disappointed in you, Jeremy. You will need to be an extra good boy this year if you want to make it back on the nice list. And this shit's still going. Dear Santa, I do not like that stunt you pulled. You are on my naughty list. Now be afraid. You look slow and easy to kill. Enjoy your cookies next year because they will be poison. I hope you die. Jeremy was not fucking playing.
Oh shit.
Jeremy wasn't playing around.
That's incredible. Is it possible that it's fake?
Yeah, of course it's possible.
Yeah,
it's like it's almost certainly fake.
Yeah.
Well,
like
the little kid,
like it was written by an adult, right?
They went through
like it was written by
lengths.
that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe.
Right. I think so. Will.
It was posted on someone else's Facebook. That annoying guy stole the photos, but I found it was hilarious. Whoever, even if it is fake,
it's brilliant writing. Even it's brilliant writing, whether it's by young Jeremy.
And they went
so
to
there's like a family
the time to write like a kid,
right? But it was like a family posted like, look at this escalation of notes between.
I'm even more curious about the Santa responses, though.
Oh yeah, the Santa responses are fake. Yes,
those are like, well, how did they get?
It was
the
his parents.
The parents decided to do all those Santa responses. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Okay. I mean, that could have also been embellished, right? Like, Jeremy, come back at us with the most hilarious note. Like, Jeremy, tell Sam what you're going to do to him. Yeah. They're encouraging.
I'm being
Jeremy.
In the age of viral shit. It's
I
hard
hope it's
to believe
real.
anything.
It's perfect, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I know.
It is great.
But
The elf slaves is a great point. But Jeremy doesn't understand fantasy yet, so he's gonna have to get that one. The parents are gonna have to get on that lesson.
Yeah, they're gonna have to get on it quick because I'll tell you what, this next one.
He's threatening to kill Santa. If it's real, they need to have a chat with Jeremy.
Right? No, there's some red flags.
Yeah,
some
serious red flags for sure.
Yeah.
And you guys are right. Huge red flags. They need to take care of it soon because this next story is a little more real. And these little bastards are not fucking around when they make threats. And they will murk you if they don't get what they want. Listen to this shit. About a month ago, a 10-year-old boy in Wisconsin, Milwaukee, was upset with his mom. Here they are. Because she would not buy him a VR headset on Amazon. So he was like, fuck this. I know how I can get a VR headset. So the night before, he stole the keys to the lockbox where he knew his mom had a gun. Then the next day, he was also pissed. His mom woke him up early, I guess, to go to school. She wakes him up at 6:30. That day, she woke him up at 6.
Wrong
so
day.
He missed out on 30 minutes of sleep. And he wasn't getting that headset. And the fact that he's a fucking demon caused him to shoot his mom at close range in the face at 6:50 in the morning on November 21st. So, quote, the bullet entered her right eye, exited the back of her skull, killing the 44-year-old woman named Kiana Mann on the spot. So he then went upstairs, got his older sister, and was like, I was twirling the gun in mom's face, threatening her to get me the VR headset, and it went off. It was an accident. And at first, police bought that it was an accident. They were letting this little fucker live at home because he's a 10-year-old, and they're like, this is traumatic. This is a terrible thing.
And then they saw that he didn't give a fuck at all.
Exactly. No remorse. He didn't care his mom was dead. In fact, he cared so little that the next day, he went on his dead mom's Amazon account, ordered that headset, and then was like asking grandma, not like, is mommy going to be okay, but where the fuck's my headset? Is it here yet? And
shit.
So this kid is such a little demon that the parents, the sister, were like, yeah, we can't do this. This kid has been a fucking, he has rage issues. He becomes angry when he acts out.
Yeah.
He talks to 5 different imaginary people. This was their chance to get rid of this kid. Like finally, like she knew that
him murdering the mom. Yeah. That's your time.
The chance. That's the window.
Yeah.
Even a therapist that had been meeting with the kid told the family basically good luck and gave them a, quote, concerning diagnosis.
Oh, no.
Another article said the complaint said the family member also alleged the boy would pick their puppy up by the tail and swing the puppy around until it howled in pain. And that was when he was 4. So this kid was on his way to like a Dahmer. Like
you can't be this kid's.
So the aunt told detectives
you can't call it a loony bin, Mark, but loony bin.
So the aunt said that the boy never cried.
Yeah, LB. Can we do LBs?
Yeah,
is that okay?
LB's good. Yeah.
LB.
Yeah. LB. He never showed remorse. The 10-year-old told his aunt that he was actually aiming the gun at his mother the day after his mom's death. So the aunt kind of ratted him out too. And he apologized for killing his mom. He also told the detectives that he was just trying to scare her. So he said that he was trying to shoot in front of her.
He was just trying to fire a warning shot.
Right, exactly.
I was just going to definitely kill her eventually.
I was just going to deafen her.
Yeah. Right.
Had that scaring not killed her, surely one of the future scarings would have.
Yeah. And eventually the family did speak out, and they here's the clip of that.
Pretty much just shaken to our core.
The headline went viral. A 10-year-old boy accused of killing his mother over a virtual reality headset. Now, this family wants to set the record straight.
I think the biggest misconception is that it was over a VR Oculus headset.
This Milwaukee family suddenly thrust into the national spotlight.
Some days are better than others.
We're not naming the boy per a court order. Last month, prosecutors charged the 4th grader as an adult with intentional homicide for the deadly shooting of his mother, Kiana Mann.
He calls daily, and we have talks. He's not expressed any remorse to me.
For the first time, Mann's sister and mother speaking exclusively with 12 News.
Everybody loved her.
Did you ever think your grandson, your nephew, would be capable of something like this?
But I knew he was capable of something, but not this harsh.
At the time of the tragedy, they say he was in treatment for behavioral issues.
It was recommended by his treatment providers that cell phones, electronic devices be limited because of the violent games that he was playing. So she was literally following his treatment plan when she decided to take his electronic devices. And that is what upset him.
Now, the boy remains locked up in the juvenile detention center awaiting his next court appearance, and it's exactly where his aunt and grandmother say he belongs.
We just don't know like what his mental state is and what he's capable of.
We have to sleep at night, and he's a roamer. He likes to roam at night. So I don't know. I'd be a little scared.
In Milwaukee, Hillary Mintz, WWII.
Yeah, he's a roamer.
He roams around the house all night like a ghost?
Yeah, he's trying to decide whether or not to kill them all. He's just talking to himself and the 5 other people. And one of the persons he's talking to says, kill them all. And the other one's like, don't. And then that's what he's doing all right.
Yeah. 5 imaginaries.
So I heard they're trying him as an adult.
They are. So I've got another clip. I'm not going to play it. I'll just explain it to you. It's them in court. Basically, they're explaining to this kid. They don't show, but I found on like international websites these pictures of him. They don't. None of the local. But they say
fuck
that
his little ass. What's his name? You know.
I don't know his name.
In America,
we need to know who he is to stay away from him.
You're right. Well, he's in jail. He's going to be in jail forever.
Yeah.
So he's his bail is $50,000, and his attorneys are trying to get it lowered to $100 because, as he explains, that's all the money he has from his piggy bank.
He's playing the hits. He's playing the hits, trying to sound like a kid. Yeah. That's a monster. Is what he is.
He's a monster. He's a monster. So he can get 60 years.
Even if he was bailed out, wouldn't he just be put in an LB, like a mini LB for kids?
Well,
it doesn't sound like his grandma wants him in the house.
No, nobody wants him. This is their opportunity to just, they're not fighting for him. Like he can change. We love him. No, they're like, take him. He's a monster.
It sounds
We've been dealing with him for years.
He's roaming the house at night, potentially killing families.
Swinging puppies by the tail.
It sounds like the judge can grant that, and they're still not going to pay the 100. Like
no. The judge did not grant it.
No, I'm just saying, like, no one's going to pay whatever it is.
No.
It would have to be someone that's just like a lunatic that doesn't even know the kid paying it for him because the family's not paying it.
Somebody will pay it.
They've had it up to here with this kid.
Yeah.
It's a huge national story. Somebody will pay it.
Yeah, some asshole.
So again,
he's just a kid.
They should just study him because he's got
some asshole that doesn't want to take care of him is going to put him back in his grandma's home, and she's going to not be able to sleep.
Not going to take him to the LB for kids.
Yeah.
Just drop him on the street. Here you go.
So he's on the naughty list. Faces 60 years if they convict him, which they will, because he admitted to it. He admitted that he knew that guns were dangerous and that he knew that if he shot his mom, she would die.
Damn.
I mean,
he's a minor though, so nobody will be able to bail him out probably without being like his guardian or taking.
Right. No one wants to be a guardian for this kid.
Right. Yeah.
They're trying him as an adult though. Eventually, so like, I mean,
he's already trying him as an adult.
Exactly. Certainly, you can probably be rehabilitated, but this kid's going to need to prove it down the road again and again and again that he's rehabilitated because
he's a sociopath, and
I think he's a sociopath.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yikes. This segment I got here is called, it's kind of like a Three Bears approach to horniness. Let's take it down a few notches.
Yeah.
Maybe we could put in a sound effect.
That's about sex. This is about sex.
In post, we can do like a sound effect, like woo, or like a sex noise. It's like, this porridge is too warm, this one's too cold, and this one's just right. Just like the nursery rhyme, that little skank Goldilocks thought it was a good idea to break into a family of bears' home and just try all their shit. She really should have been eaten. But anyways, she gets away with it. But it brings up a good point about like meeting in the middle, right? Not too big or too small or too cold or too hot. We want things just right?
Yeah.
So let's take that and apply it to horniness. A study was conducted by researchers from Yamagata University, and guess what those sneaky fuck that up. Guess what those sneaky Japs discovered?
What?
Sneaky is the word I was looking for. That men with a lower libido or men that are less horny are twice as likely to suffer an early death.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Less to live
We got
for,
something to
right?
live for.
Yeah.
When you're horny, and trust me, I'm horny. You're always, there's something, no matter how blue you get, no matter how depressed you get, because you might get down a lot. There's always, eventually you're gonna get to nut again somehow.
Exactly. Well, I always say I'm one closed door away from happiness.
That's right.
Doesn't matter how I'm feeling. If I got a door with a lock on it, I'm one closed door away from happiness. So yeah, all you weirdo dudes that follow Andrew Tate's the world that are commenting on one of our recent clip downs about how ejaculating 21 times a month can significantly decrease your chance from prostate cancer, saying things like, "Oh, no way, you betas! I keep all my jam inside, so I'm more of a man.
That's so crazy.
I don't ejaculate. That makes you less of a man. You're more complacent to the system if you nut all the time.
You're not
you
an
little
American.
Sissies. You sissies.
This is the problem with all the young men today.
Yeah, those psychopaths are wrong again.
Well, not only that, you know the reason that they're the worst, those particular people and Liver King types. Okay, the Roman gladiators. Here's the reason.
Jizz all the time.
You can say to all these people that say all these arguments. Not only did they jizz all the time, they were provided whores constantly. They fucked constantly.
Yes,
they jizz constantly before, after fights, didn't matter, jizzing, and so their T is high. That's how they have so much jam.
Right,
and not only that, they were all vegan. So they were vegan, boning constantly, and they were killing people for a living.
I'm with you, Will. That crowd of people doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
They're morons. Oh, I can't ejaculate. I hate women, and I gotta be a man. It doesn't make sense to me.
No, it doesn't make any sense. Just ask and be like, well, what the fuck about the Roman gladiators?
I have a suspicion that most of those guys are incels, and they're using it as a twist to be like, this is why, because they can't get laid. So they're like, it's more of a man because I don't ejaculate. Right.
Also, the 300 army, they were fucking each other allegedly. Oh yeah, the Greeks. Look,
so you gotta clear the pipes, right? But we digress. The geniuses in Japan got 20,000 people to partake in this study, a little less than half males, with a few thousand more females. Think Florida State, not Virginia Tech. And this study was done over the course of a decade. It was like a Richard Linklater film. The results show that men over the age of 40 who had a low libido were 1.94 times as likely. Less likely to die from cancer, and 1.36 times less likely to die of heart disease.
Low libido?
Oh, so I'm sorry. The low libido are 1.94 times more likely to die from cancer. 1.36
That's pretty
times
significant.
More likely to die of heart disease. Yeah, cancer and heart disease. Those are the biggest ones. So,
and jerking off counts, right?
Yes, absolutely. Libido. Jerking off sex. Libido. You got to get it out. Horniness, libido. Right. The results also show that men who reported a lack of sexual interest were generally older guys with diabetes and drinking problems that, quote, laughed less and achieved lower education levels. So fat, drunk, soulless dummies tend to die earlier.
Yeah, shit.
Well, see, so if you're not getting laid, don't drink it. Don't just go straight to the booze and the food. It's only going to make it worse. That's a compounding problem. That's what this study shows you.
And if you are getting laid, you're like a king. You can eat and drink. Like kings can live forever because they can eat and drink and they're getting laid. You have to do one or the other or both good things. You have to ejaculate a lot and be healthy, or you can't have two bads, right?
That's great. That's a good point.
The studies show that
synergy is obviously doing both. The king lifestyle.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the most fun lifestyles: eating and drinking what you want, and just jacking off and fucking everything in sight. That's
burn off the calories with a little sex. You know,
that's what they call the Borgie.
I'll have a little chicken and some sex later on. You know, great pickup.
Right. The studies show that women were more than twice as likely than men to come in less horny with lower libidos, but they did not find a link between that and mortality for women.
Of course.
So. Twice as likely for men to die if they're not horny, but women, it doesn't matter.
That's why I lied
about that.
Fucked.
Jesus Christ!
No. That's why we're fucked, guys.
No, Wes. No, I have a suspicion here. I think that it's all good. I think the Japanese study also just kind of had they had an overarching note saying a healthy sex life is part of what leads to better overall health. Benefits of sex included better sleep, boosts the immune system, reduces depression, anxiety, helps heart health. But it sounds to me like a bunch of Japanese guys have been trying to figure out a way to get these prude Japanese women, by their own admission, in a study with half the libido of these horny men to feel guilty about not banging them, because like guilt is almost as powerful over there in Japan as it is with the Catholics. So you don't want to let anyone down over there. Well, so I think these guys came with this study to be like, you're killing us.
It'd
be rude for you not to fuck us.
Yeah.
It's so dishonorable what they're doing to these men. It's insane. Yeah.
Right. Like it doesn't matter for you, but you're killing us.
Their dicks are hard, ready to fuck. And the Japanese women are dishonoring their hard dicks by having half the libido.
They're the most ready of anyone, honestly.
Yes. I think it's a little bit of that going on. The study's probably
also,
at least,
though,
it's
but
partially
Mark,
valid. It's at least partially valid.
Mark, they're also doing one for all men all over the world because I've always felt this as a man. And as a man who does tend to get horny, I believe that you are doomed as a man to be always hornier than the people that you can fuck around you at any given time.
Well, this is
because you're a man
study.
and you have the extra 50% horniness.
It's the perfect study, Will. Guilting women into sleeping with you, but having it be, not like take a note, sexomnia people, because that's just basically rape. The Japanese are doing it the right way. They're saying, look, we need it or you're killing us, and they're guilting women into
They're tricking people,
to wanting to have sex with the men as opposed to getting waken up in the middle of the night being humped by someone.
No, listen, I got news for him. Good. Guilt doesn't always work, though.
Well,
yeah, I've tried to guilt my way into sex many a times.
You're not doing it right. It doesn't always tell you.
You always want to go with foreplay. Foreplay is the best way. I also learned today, sexomnia is bad, Mark.
I must be half Japanese.
Yeah. You cry?
Oh no. That wouldn't get you laid.
The Costanza.
No.
I learned that Sleeping Beauty was not pregnant before she fell asleep, and then she
that's rape. That's rape.
That's sexomnia. Right?
Yeah, that's sexomnia. That's the original.
That's terrible, right?
Isn't it Prince Charming?
Something like that.
What a creep.
Yeah, Prince not so charming once you hear that fact.
Jeez. The study's probably
it's one of those things. One of those
guys. The study's probably at least partially valid though, because it makes sense if you think about it. Because Pepe Le Pew is a 77-year-old male skunk. He was born in 1945. That's pretty old for a skunk. Yep. And he is French, so he has an unfair advantage of horniness. Like French and Italian guys must be they're like 110. Pepe was so horny that if he caught a whiff of pussy, he was uncontrollably floating toward it. His horniness took over, and he was all of a sudden defying physics and gravity and floating directly toward the exact location.
That's what Nugenix Total T will do for you. Pepe,
I'm floating.
Yeah.
Like superpowers.
Pepe might be too horny though, and it's a good segue into our Porridge is too horny tale.
You think so?
Yeah. Well, now we got to do a Porridge is too horny. So Japan, they're saying if you're not horny enough, you're gonna die. Now I've got a little bit of a too horny scenario for you. Apparently, there's a new trend it's newish trend, but it happens during the holiday season only, and it's amongst the too horny, and that's masturbating with Christmas ornaments.
Oh yeah, I buy that people get super horny during the holidays, like just out of control horny.
What kind of ornaments though?
Right. So now this is more of a problem with women than men, if you catch my drift.
Right, because it's a toy.
Women are shoving ornaments up their hoo-has.
Yeah, we're so
fragile.
We don't need anything. We don't need any outside. Like we can just come with our minds. Probably a lot of times. Like we don't even. You could barely touch our dicks with a fingertip, and you could come. Women, it proves, I think, that all women are actually just slightly less horny than men. They get
but
toys,
what Wes said is important because the tool they're using, right? And they're keeping gynecologists up at night. This is a quote: Christmas ornaments can have sharp aspects or pieces that can break during masturbation, which can cause soreness, the risk of trauma, and are just generally unsuitable for your vagina, said Dr. Sarah Welsh, a gynecologist who has to scoop out glittery, bloody shards from fractured ceramic ornaments out of morons' twats a few dozen times every December.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That is image.
Ooh. Check this out. This is an X-ray of a candy cane stuck in a vagina. A candy cane. Those things break into 60 pieces when you unwrap them. How on earth are they going to hold up getting shoved in and out of a doodah?
Yeah. Well, that was set. They were playing with that candy cane, and that thing got in there.
I could have told her that wasn't going to end up well.
Yeah.
Right. It must have still the wrapping on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it hasn't dissolved.
Right.
Here's someone that got an entire Christmas ball stuck up their butt, shoved it right up their ass, where it stayed like a trained dog.
That must have taken hours.
Yeah, to get that thing
very carefully.
Very carefully. Yeah.
Yeah. At the widest point, that's a huge.
Relax.
You're gonna break it. You're gonna break it.
Well, that one must not be crackable because if it can go through a butthole like that thing's not cracking. That's a lot of pressure.
By the way, the candy cane might have been rectum too. I think it was both rectums. But anyway, long story short, people are shoving a lot of ornaments and candy canes in their no-nos, right? The same gynecologist who sees more emergency pop-ins than normal this time of year also warned that putting sugary stuff in your vagina can cause vaginal thrush because sugar breaks down the vaginal walls, doesn't mesh. Do you know what vaginal thrush is?
Mm-hmm.
Did you say it? I think you said it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeast infection.
That's right. That's right. Well, it's a yeast infection. So women are walking around.
Hashtag girl dad.
There you go. Women are walking around with yeast infections from having candy canes and sugar plums in their front bottoms for too long.
Yeah. Yeah, you got after having a girl, I know that it's unfortunate for them. Their goods are so much more sensitive than men's. Really feel bad for them for that. But then they have complete control over us because they're born 50% less horny than us. So they really get the last laugh.
Well, like I said, though, you gotta find your balance in horniness. You have to be horny, but if you're too horny, you hurt yourself. That's not good.
Then you pull a gladiator and you get your nut off.
Happy holidays, everyone. Be careful out there. That's the wheel. It's wheel time.
Wheel time. I keep thinking of that scene from Home Alone where they mash the ornaments on their feet. You know, when Marv climbs through the window.
Yeah. Dude, I can't even. I can't even. Decorate the tree without smashing 3 ornaments.
Right. Exactly.
They're shoving it up their no-nos.
How the hell are they doing?
They're minkies.
Oh yeah, remove you. High five.
Yeah, no, it's a terrifying thought.
Jesus.
Right back to Mark.
Right back to coffee. The wheel's horny for me.
Still got one on me.
Yeah. I was hoping it landed on Wes and he just ripped off the Band-Aid.
I would have.
All right. I know you would have. You're honorable about that bet. All right.
Still got one more though.
No, I know. It's fine. I went on like a 3-week streak where I was no coffee.
I know. I noticed
5
that.
out of 6.
Yeah.
So the wheel got me back on the back.
The wheel really, it ebbs and flows.
Did we explain the holiday scenario on the
so
regular
the
shows?
holiday? So we didn't explain
regular
it. So on the podcast. So.
Yeah.
You're gonna get this Thursday. You're gonna get tomorrow, fresh podcast. Then obviously, there's going to be Christmas over the weekend.
Right.
We will give you a Boxing Day afternoon special, as in Monday afternoon. We're going to record a podcast Monday morning, a holiday update. Let everybody
probably
has
what
work
we did
early
over the
in
holidays
week.
or whatever. Yeah,
right, exactly. What we did, we'll catch up with little news, maybe some other fun shit.
If there's a big news story, we'll cover it. Sure.
Yeah. We'll just be, we're just going to sort of, it'll be a holiday special, right? That comes out Boxing Day afternoon. And then we will be back to regular podcasts, midnight Eastern, Wednesday, December 28th and moving forward.
That's right. You're getting something on Boxing Day and then normal pods start Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week.
Yeah. So basically just one pod less than normal next week, but that's all. And we're splitting the difference.
It's a lot better than everybody else. Because we're horny for getting content out there, but
horny for the Hardo Hive, horny for news, all of it.
Damn right. That's gonna do it for us today. I'm gonna go take some Total T, and we hope you get out there and you have a great fucking day.
Yeah, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Okay, now get out of here
That's a little rough, Randy.